Your mind is compelled to seek out suffering. These challenging tasks must be sought. You must enjoy it, and you must find a method to let your mind love it as well. Some people find it easy, while others find it difficult. For some people, it takes a long time. The best thing you could possibly do is force yourself to a timetable. I often tell people, simply jot it down. Today, for example, I have an hour on the treadmill to complete. No matter what, I have to work for an hour. You've spent an hour on a treadmill, even if you've been walking. The next time you do it, just say, okay, I did an hour, and here is how many miles I got in. You're going to add 3 miles out next time. But 3 more miles into that hour and keep doing things like that. Today, I'm going to do 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, and 100 chin-ups, right on a piece of paper. That'll be today, and then you'll have to force yourself. Make it a point to stick to a schedule. Make an exercise schedule for Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Allow yourself some time to unwind. Don't even put yourself in a situation where you can't do it. Make it such that you cherish those Tuesdays and Thursdays. But you're going to get after it on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And this is what you're going to do. Most individuals simply try to go to the gym, and you're a bit aimless. And you show up and you do things like pick up the jump rope and drop a little rope, maybe a few reps on the heavy bag, maybe some curls, but you don't really have an aim. That is why individuals choose to hire personal trainers, since they can advise you what to do. You can, after all, instruct yourself what to do. You don't even need equipment. If you don't have the money to hire a trainer, you may give yourself a hard, complete bodyweight workout with bodyweight squats, sit-ups, chin-ups, and push-ups, which you can find for free on YouTube. There are a slew of them. There are numerous bodyweight workouts to choose from. Just make an effort. I'm going to perform 100 push-ups on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I'm going to perform 100 chin-ups. I'm going to perform 100 sit-ups. Even if it means I have to work off deck. Even if I have to do 10 and 10 and 10 all day. That's what you do. Do 10 push-ups and then take a 20-minute break. Do another 10, but make sure you get those 100 in. I don't believe in doing anything half-heartedly. This is a brief existence. You know, if you're into something, stay with it. And if you do not, leave it alone. And I believe that crazy and greatness live next door to each other, sharing sweetness. That's something I've always maintained. There's something to be said for mastery. True mastery, for example, necessitates turning off large parts of your life. Many people are apprehensive about their abilities to complete a challenging task. I'm not sure if I could make myself be disciplined. I'm not sure I could force myself to do something like that. You won't have to ask that question if you force yourself to do that kind of action. I'm not sure if I can do it. You say, but you're doing it, so you obviously can. Is it possible for you to accomplish it tomorrow? Can you do it tomorrow? Or can we do it today? Just go for it. A fight that you choose to engage in yields far more benefits than a struggle that life forces upon you. Get out there and make a difference. Simply go, and it will become simple once you are in the middle of it. Even though it is difficult, it is preferable to not doing it and afterwards regretting your decision. People frequently confuse discipline with focus, which is why it's crucial. Some people excel at certain things because they're focused on them, because they're drawn to them, and they have a strong enthusiasm for them, as opposed to telling a guy, hey, you know you're going to study to be an electric engineer. It's as if I'm not interested in becoming an electrical engineer. Well, you need discipline, and they don't have it. They don't have the desire. They don't get enthused about it, and they don't follow through. However, if you tell that guy, you're going to be a golfer, and he loves golf and practices every day, he will eventually become a professional golfer. Well, I thought the individual lacked discipline, you say. Well, it's not like he lacked self-control. That other thing hasn't piqued his curiosity. I was never a particularly disciplined child, but I did find things that I adored and became fascinated with them. And it made me feel ashamed because people would say things like, oh, your son's like my mother. Your boy is really disciplined, she says. But my son has been insane. He acts if he isn't disciplined. He discovers things and does nothing else all day, as though it's not truly discipline, because he doesn't clean his room and is lazy. He has a lot of things he needs to do. My homework was never completed. That's all there is to it. If I had a passion for something, I would be fascinated with it. But it would upset me that I lacked discipline. For example, when I had things to do, such as construction jobs, I didn't do a decent job with them. Martial arts, on the other hand, I just got lucky and it resonated with me practically instantly. I grew up hooked with it and wanted to be the best at it, so I simply did it all day. And I believe that the more you choose to engage in these challenges, especially physical and mental struggles, the better. When I think of martial arts, yoga, and even trail running, I think of mental as well as physical struggles. I'm halfway up the slope, so I could stop whenever I wanted. I'm going to walk the rest of the way. Yes, please bring my dog over. Place him on a leash. I'm like, we can struggle together, or you can say no. That's what I'm up to today. I have a well-defined strategy in front of me. We're going to run 4 miles today, according to my plan. This is where we'll begin. This is where we come to an end. That's exactly what we're doing. When things are difficult, you may think to yourself, oh my gosh, I have to quit doing this. But after you do it and finish it, you will feel satisfied. This feeling of accomplishment from accomplishing something extremely difficult, that is invaluable. Some youngsters never learn this, and they end up being big and foolish for the rest of their lives. And some kids learn these small lessons and realize they can push themselves and achieve their goals. Some kids are really fortunate and begin participating in sports or martial arts at a young age. One of the best aspects of athletics is that you understand that you can develop by working hard. You get success by improving. You receive a large dopamine boost when you succeed. You get that pleasant sensation. You gain self-assurance. You're going to get this gal. You do get it from time to time. I didn't, but you gain the knowledge that you can do something difficult and overcome it, even if it feels impossible. You're going to have bad days, but those days are incredibly motivating. That, after all, is the silver lining to tragedy. As a result, once you've made it through, you'll truly appreciate the moments that aren't filled with sadness. Unless you have less life burns, you won't notice. You're not truly aware of it. It's one of those things I tell people all the time, since so many people struggle to define themselves. They define themselves by their failures because they have failed. But I tell them that they are not their failures. You are who you are. Okay, you've learned a lot of lessons throughout your life. Now, if you only focus on your failures, that's not healthy. It's neither smart nor empowering. Take a look at the failures that you've made. You're free to go. You now know what not to do. But you're not one of them. You are who you are. You could have done something truly heinous, but it's not you. This isn't you at all. You're a unique individual. You're the one who's going through all of these setbacks. And if you recognize them for what they are, you've learned something. Okay? If you keep repeating them, I won't be able to communicate with you. You know, if you keep doing the same foolish thing over and over again, you've got a bigger problem. I'm not sure what it is, but I don't have the time to find out. Building up your ability to endure things is another key method you can use in your daily life. Like Jocko Willink's wonderful example of understanding how to suffer. You know, if you go to his Instagram profile, he has that item of his. Almost every other shot is of a watch, and the watch reads 4:30 a.m., which is when he wakes up and works out. And he earns the sunset by doing so. He's extremely disciplined, and he has a terrific motto. Discipline equals freedom. And it's true because he can force himself to do it each and every time. There are no justifications. There aren't any breaks. There are no vacation days. It isn't going to happen. As a result, you're not worried at all. You're confident in your ability to continue. You're confident in your ability to keep performing. A lot of folks are simply trying to get away from their agony. They're trying to get away from it. It's just that they're avoiding it. It's so simple. And if you get sidetracked, you're like, yeah, let me check my phone. You simply start browsing through your phone and looking at bullets to divert your attention away from the little annoyance of boredom. Just a smidgen. We don't get bored anymore. Or if we do, it's only for a short period of time. Then you become distracted, and your distraction serves to alleviate your boredom. However, there are some thoughts that only occur to you when you're thinking, which is a problem. When you're alone, you don't have any input. When we're glued to our phones all day, the only input you're getting is from other people, which might be beneficial at times. You get some wonderful stuff out of it now and then, but it's like being on a fruit-only diet. Don't believe you're the one who caused those blunders. You are the one who has gained knowledge. You know, having that mentality and not asking yourself, why am I doing this now, is crucial. I could have done this my whole life. Well, if you weren't, how will it help? You know, you just can't think that way. All you have to do now is be happier doing it.